Yeah, thank you for being here. If you're watching, say hello. If you're on the replay, say hashtag replay. Because all these things, if you find something really useful about these topics for choosing your way to lasting love, then we're going to find out what that even means with Dr. Wendy Lyon. But yeah, yeah, if you're here and you love something topics, it's going to help someone else as well as well. So that's why I always say it's not just about typing something in just for the self. It's also ripple effect of sharing a really useful insight. And when we declare or speak or write, we're also reinforcing the remembrance of those insights too. So um yes, welcome Dr. Wendy. Would love to first of all hear about who you are.
Thank you so much, Rory. It is such a pleasure to be here with you. What a treat. Yay. Love it. Well, I'm on a mission to help more people live lives they love with the love of their lives. And I've been doing this for 25 years now. So a long time. And of course, I was on my own mission to have that for myself. And it took me a long time. I don't want you guys to have to go through all the trial and error that I went through. So I want to give you a shortcut. And that's why I'm here today. I'm a psychologist, I'm a relationship coach, I'm an author, I'm a mentor and trainer for the Relationship Coaching Institute. And I just love helping people to transform their lives, their fears and their doubts, and help them gain confidence and clarity and have a path to the love that they want. I work with singles, I also work with couples, and yeah, I'm here to help you to make some conscious choices along the way. I actually, Rory and I are in a group together. We met, and I think your work, Rory, is fantastic. I want to praise you on what you're up to in the world. And I took a look at some of the things you're doing, and I know one of your missions that you talk about is to own your thoughts and habits. And I thought that is great. That we are so aligned. I love,
Amazing.
yeah, I love that you are reminding people that, yeah, we don't just have to let whatever comes into our head be what we stay with, and we don't have to keep doing those old habits. We can own them.
Love it, love it. Yes. And yeah, I'm really excited as well to hear what you've got to say now because I think it's such really, really important piece around developing. It's not just about that sense of finding someone to be with that really resonates. I know that's really one of the probably one of the greatest joys of being with other people that really resonate and exploring that sense of joy in life and sharing experiences, but also the the bigger picture on that for me is what I call neurocreative leadership, which is sense of like again owning the thoughts, which then where they go, where the attention goes, the blood flow goes, and then rebuilds building blocks for what is wanted instead, rather than focusing on what doesn't work. And owning that allows this space of self leadership. It doesn't have to be like standing on a stage like this. It can be just how do you really want to show up for others in your life and role model that space. And that's really what my idea of leadership is. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from the head and the heart brains all aligning and listening as much. Again, the idea of real communication like this, where that I get to speak and you're listening intently, and then once I've finished, you get to speak, and that sense of joy within the rather than like waiting to go, but I want to say this and I want to say that and I want to say this, and that sort of sense of almost like positional and sort of bustly kind of communication that can go on a lot in the world. And so when we own that clear communication, listening skills, and all of that stuff, it's really, really important. So I can't wait to delve in to this. And one question that comes to mind is that when we say choosing your way to lasting love, what is it about that that's passionate for you?
Yeah,
Why are we even talking about it?
well, because well, look around at all the heartache and divorce rates and misery that goes along with love that doesn't last and making choices that really aren't the best. So I'm really wanting to save people from that and help them with their thoughts and their habits. So often the thoughts start out like assuming there's either something wrong with you or there's something wrong with me. That's what it boils down to, right? Single people tell me, oh, there's something wrong with those other single people out there. They're not what I want. They're not something enough. They're not kind enough or supportive enough or generous enough or attentive enough or something. And I used to be in this camp and I would find somebody, or at least I did long ago, say, well, pretty good. Not quite what I'm looking for, but I can fix you up. I'm going to fix you up and change you. I can see that potential and I'm going to just turn you into that right partner for me. So I did that for a while. And I've seen clients do that as well. And guess what? How well does that work? Have you tried it? Let me just fix you. Let me just change something. Let me turn some knobs, change some adjustments. I'll just make you just right.
Oh, yeah, really hear that. I really hear.
No, it's a disaster. It doesn't work. It took me a good decade plus from that one. But no, 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 no. So I hear things where people are focusing on what's lacking out there. Like there's no good ones left. All the good ones are taken. Or whoever's left is not great. They're liars and cheaters and then there's the fear that, well, there are people out there, they're going to hurt me because I've been hurt before. Guess what? If you've been in a relationship before, you probably have been hurt. And sometimes you think it's just too scary. So there's this assumption about what's out there, who you are, and you're not right, and that's a bad thing. And then there's the other way of looking at things that, well, it's me. Something's wrong with me. I need to change. I'm not good enough. I hear this all the time. And I know I did some of that too when I was younger. Let me just twist myself up into a little pretzel and then I'll be just the right thing. Oh God, all the time. I mean, I've been doing this for 25, actually a little over 25 years, and I've worked with, gosh, I don't even know how many people, many hundreds of people over the years. And there's a lot of that, like, oh, if I just change myself and fix myself up, and if my hair's just right and my clothes are just right and blah blah blah, then I'll be okay. Or well, it was more like, oh, I need to lose this weight and gain this money and do whatever thing, then I'll be okay. So a lot of that going on, thinking I'm not good enough, I need to be better, and then I could have love, or it's something that you're not good enough. And then so we got that going, the hat, the the beliefs and the thoughts there, and then we have the habits that go along with that. Like, well, what do you do if you think, no, there's nobody good out there? So why bother? Why even look for, why look at all? There's nobody out there. I'll just get discouraged, so I should just stay home and eat ice cream and watch Netflix, right? So the idea here is to transform all that, and I don't want to see any more suffering. And that's my mission here, is to help you shift it around. And I know we're so aligned on this, Rory. That's why I'm glad we're talking, that you can have new thoughts. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for forever. I help clients to consciously choose some new ways of seeing themselves, like, you absolutely are deserving and worthy and fabulous just as you are. You're awesome and incredible, words that you used as well. just to remind people that no, you don't have to change something and fix something in yourself to be okay. And then on the other hand, the other people out there, sure, many of them are not your match. How many partners are you looking for? Right? Not looking for a harem. Most people aren't. Some might, but no. Typically, most people I work with are looking for one partner. And so the empowering thing here is to learn, well, I can choose. It doesn't have to just be whoever I randomly bump into in a place that isn't a good, like a bar or something, where you're probably not going to find that love of your life. You might, but probably not. Yeah, so that is such a shift for people when they get that I'm okay and I can choose deliberately and find somebody who is a match, or there's you don't have to fix them up, you don't have to settle. So that's huge to have, have that confidence to believe that I can have that love. And for many people, there's a couple things that have to shift for them. One is believing it's possible that you can have that love, no matter your age. I work with people of all ages. And then to get clarity, because so often they're fuzzy and vague, and that is a problem. So you want to have clarity. What's essential? We tend to focus on things that are nice, but not super important. So getting clear on what has to be there in that right relationship. And then your life can change. You can totally turn things around and, consciously choose this path to the love that you want. So that's what I'm doing. Yay.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Wendy. Yeah. So there's so many things that I was hearing. It's like,
yeah,
um,
sure.
one real thing that came to mind for me was what you mentioned about when that we'd been in relationships and then coming out of them when it didn't work out, and then too much time goes by or not enough time goes by sometimes. It's not really about time, but it's about the focus, and but really that sense of for me it's like at that point when there's well I love the word evidence, because the subconscious or the conscious finds the evidence to make the beliefs that, oh, that if that happened, then it's almost like it's going to happen again, or that's the way it was, and even if it wasn't consciously wanted, or of course, um but there was that sense of, as you mentioned about, um that that sort of like wanting someone to be a certain way if they weren't that way, or the whole thing of like when something ends, a relationship ends, and that meant, like, did I not be the right fit for them or them for me? And then no matter how um consciously saying it's not good, I don't want that to happen this time, somehow those things are still playing out again the next time. And so what, yeah, I noticed that you mentioned about the fixing thing. I wouldn't be conscious of it, but I was the supporter so many times, uh that turned into a more, rescuer, because I understood about health so much, that managing my own, that it was a real thing of automation, that I just wanted the best. Sometimes it's just wanting the best for someone and not knowing how to slow down, not knowing how to suggest, have ways to suggest things without it being automatically trying to put things in place, and and want it to go a certain way in terms of someone else's health. because it's caring. It comes from caring and then overcooks into something else that it's like, what? Why did that even happen? I wasn't consciously aware of it. And so yeah, is that interesting between like someone suffering and someone being trying to rescue the sufferer and those kind of archetypes that aren't necessarily, well, they're not true at all, but they've been learnt somehow, and then they're noticed patterns, and it's like all of that stuff. Even though we're not necessarily talking about that today, it's how that all has been found evidence for in the past that it somehow plays out again whilst looking for someone else. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of that.
Absolutely. Yes, we want to identify those old patterns that got us in trouble in the past. So when they go up from below consciousness and we're aware of them, then we can choose not to repeat them. But when we're not aware of them, we keep doing it over and over. So that's, again, part of my mission here is to help you identify and see what are these patterns. We look back at family history and what kinds of things happened in past relationships. So you know, what are those things that I've had repeatedly happening in my life that haven't been good for me in relationships. And then you want to have that awareness. And then it's a matter of, well, I have all kinds of modalities and ways to help people shift out of these old patterns so that you're not operating from the same place. You don't have to be the savior and the rescuer. You can just be you. And you could choose to be with a partner who can take care of themselves. So you don't have to jump in and save the day, even though that's kind of fun. But but maybe not the best for the long-term lasting love where you are in an equal partnership.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
so it's about having the new thoughts and having new habits to go with them. So part of the journey here is taking time to know yourself, to get really clear. Well, who am I? What are my values? What's my vision for the future? What are those old patterns that I don't want to repeat anymore? And getting clear, like, okay, I'm redesigning myself. This is a new chapter. How do you want it to be? So for me, it's not just about finding that partner. It's also living a life that you love, because it's holistic, the big picture here. Living a life you love, finding the love of your life, and happily ever after is the goal here. But doing this consciously. So believing in yourself, believing in your vision, getting clear what is it that needs to happen. So I don't have to show up and rescue and feel like I need to um, solve all the problems. Like, no, you could actually be with somebody who is open and interested in health and wanting to do things, and together collaboratively creating a healthy lifestyle. So it's about being discerning and making some conscious choices each step of the way.
love it, love it, love it. So, based on all of that, then, talked about kind of what can get in the way or what comes about through these processes and being aware of them, designing it in advance a little bit for just leaping into, you know, the ether of dating,
Yes.
things like
Yeah.
that. What,
Most
or
people don't.
looking, or
Yeah.
just even looking. Um, what, yeah, yeah, you were gonna say something. What comes up for you?
I just think that the tendency, most people say they don't think first. They find somebody first. Oh, you're cute. Let's go on a date. They haven't thought about, what do I want? Who am I? They haven't, thought about all these things. So it's not so this is unconscious dating. This is what most people do. So conscious is the opposite of that. Like you take time first to get clear, then find somebody who's a match. Voila. It's a world of difference.
Lovely. So what would be like a first few steps that what comes up for you around this now next thing to go, okay, right, ready to design it.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a free masterclass coming up, so that's for sure something you want to check out. Yeah, it's this one is called Fall in Love: How to Find Fast Lasting Love. And in the springtime, I'll do a spring into love, but you don't want to wait that long, so come join us for Fall in Love. So it's pretty comprehensive, 2 hours long, and you get a ton of good stuff. And one of the things that everybody will get who stays for the whole uh, masterclass, you'll get a complimentary relationship readiness assessment and consultation with me where we can go over it. So that's a huge value. It's like a $300 value for all that. But meanwhile, in the masterclass itself, we go through all this stuff. You get a taste of well, what I do in my 3-month course, and you get a lot of good material right in the 2-hour class where you uh, do some examining of your own fears, doubts, limiting beliefs that could be holding you back from love. And these might be things you're not even aware of. So if you can get clarity in that. Maybe there's a critical voice in the back of your head that has been telling you things that are not true, like some version of I'm not good enough, or I need to save people, or whatever. Love's not going to happen. We're going to learn how to turn that off. That might be interesting. And you'll get clearer about your vision. You'll get clearer about those destructive patterns that have been in the way, and explore, well, what is next for you? What's essential for you in the right relationship? What intention do you have for love? And learn some conscious dating strategies. You'll learn about what else? What are we going to do in there? Online profile tips. People always want to know about that. And I'll share with you the 3 secrets to finding lasting love. So lots of good stuff, and you will learn about my conscious dating group program. It's the Path to Lasting Love. It's really fun. A 3-month program. We cover it all, and you'll get everything you need to create a life that you love and find the love you want. So that's
Sounds-
coming right up. Yeah.
Wow, sounds great. Really comprehensive.
Yeah, it is. I tend to be very comprehensive. Well, I'm integrating all my stuff. I've been doing this a long time, the psychology and the coaching, and I used to teach personal growth courses. So put it all together. Yeah.
I've got one question that might be quite juicy. What tends to happen when someone, I mean, sometimes it's like I think quite tricky, whether it's tricky or difficult to imagine actually what life might be like without the inner critic going "Meh, meh, 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 meh," and saying these things. And what actually typically tends to happen when someone sees it, learns it, and it kind of calms down, like you said, it calms down. What tends to happen to someone?
Oh, yeah. That's so exciting to see that transformation. So instead of like the critical voice, like, you shouldn't have done that, you're not good enough, and blah, 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 they'll never like you, blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to be realizing I'm amazing. I'm a catch. I'm awesome, and I can choose somebody who is a match for me. I don't have to wait and hope, and uh, it's about feeling empowered and being deliberate. And I mean, not in like a selfish or cocky way, just knowing your worth. Like instead of putting yourself down, you're lifting yourself up, and your vibration will shift how you show up in the world. You're not going to be attracting people who are putting you down. you'll be attracting a different type of person who will be more supportive and more inspiring, uplifting, because you'll be at this other level. So those old patterns fall away. And I've got good stories I can share about lots of people over the years have told me like, oh my God, I used to settle for this or be miserable, and I was in a lot of abusive relationships. I talked with all kinds of people, and things turn around, and when they start loving and respecting themselves, they no longer tolerate that kind of thing at all, and they are attracting people who are loving and kind. And sometimes I get invited to weddings.
Amazing, amazing. It's like the word breeding comes to mind, but not what we're thinking about in terms of love, but the sense of breeding being that sense of when we're in a relationship that's in a cycle as well. It's breeding that thing to happen. Sometimes like the best thing is that it's not necessarily that it's it allows the space for the both people to realize and reflect and learn and grow. So the more we aren't in those relationships, the more they're likely to all transcend as well, giving the space rather than like it being like, well, all they do if I leave, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I mean, we're not talking about necessarily choosing where to break up or not, but just that idea of, that space to like let go of that stuff and really focus on creating the relationship we do want, then yeah, I can see how it's role modeling what's more important in the world in so many ways.
Yeah, and coming back to what you said about where you choose to put your attention. So focusing on what you do want instead of what you don't. And if you already are in a relationship, you focus on what's going well and what could be better, and not so much about, well, if there's a ton of problems, come see me, but hopefully there's not. I mean, it's really choosing from a positive angle that you can choose this next chapter of your life and make it your best.
Amazing. Awesome, awesome. Well, uh that sounds awesome. I would love to find, yeah, let's find, we can put the links in the chat, or I'll tag you after this call um in the comments
Or,
and the post, and it'll go on YouTube as well. Is there anything else?
I want to offer another gift. I'm going to say that the first 10 people who come from your audience, I will give you a complimentary love consultation. That's one-on-one with me. That's a huge value, and I want to offer that as a special gift to your.
25 years experience with Dr. Wendy on relationships and a free consultation. So how good is that? Amazing. Sounds amazing. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Wendy. And is there anything else you'd like to wrap up before we um finish?
I also have another gift. I'm feeling generous. So I have my roadmap to relationship success, which is from my book with Deepak Chopra called Roadmap to Success, and that's complimentary to you. I can share that link as well. So
Um,
that's pretty cool. So why not? It's full of value, and I'm happy to offer that.
Brilliant. Well, let's say give it a like or a share, and we can either be DMing Dr. Wendy on the Facebook, or we'll get the contacts and the links all in the description of the video if it's on YouTube. And um, yeah, can't wait to hear more about this. We'll be in touch, obviously, Dr. Wendy, further. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's really exciting. It's so clear and obvious when it's comes from a place of authenticity and seeing experience and the knowledge. And I just applaud you for the work you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rory. It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate being here with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Any last any last comments or highlights that you've got from this that you've enjoyed, stick them in the comments, and we will I'll see you another time because I love going live and chatting about these awesome contents and how to lead our lives well as neurocreative beings. And we don't have to get into procrastination. We don't have to get into scatter if we realize that it's not about trying to just do everything solitary. And I call it the Viva la Coaching Revolution because it's really about finding that person that is resonant. It's not about, searching too much. If it feels like a worthwhile a conversation, no matter whether uncomfortable it is, just notice whether it's fear of running away or fear of wanting to expand. Because when it's that fear of wanting to expand, then be in contact with that person that you resonate with, because we're here just to make the world a better place. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Wendy, and we're signing off now. Have a great day.
Mwah. Take care, everyone. Thank you.